Hey guys, what's up? Got another commentary video, and I'm playing Hardcore Domination on Hijacked using the Diamond M8A1, and I go 41-5. I got a wonderful story for you guys to listen to while I wait for my internet service to come back, and that would be what I think is my third visit to Six Flags. By wonderful, I mean horrible, by the way. This time, for my third visit to Six Flags, I went there with Chaos, Arsenic, Deus, and Liquid, or the guys I play Call of Duty with, aside from Arsenic, who gave up on Call of Duty and only plays it for zombies. I heard something along the lines of Renegade originally coming, but he decided not to, and he actually made the right choice, as you guys will see later on. So on the day of Six Flags, Arsenic told us to arrive early to get to Six Flags when it opens, but Chaos was the one driving us all to Six Flags, and he decided to come later. I'd say I was fortunate that way, since before I met up with everyone, my stomach was uncomfortable, and I had to make one side trip before meeting them. I met up with them at 8:20 or so, which was 20 minutes past the intended time, and while I actually had to go again, I think sitting in Chaos's car made me comfortable, that my stomach stopped being tense, and that was a good thing too, because our trip from New York to New Jersey to Six Flags took about 2.5 hours, which is not the kind of time you want to spend holding it in. Throughout the trip, we weren't exactly lost, but we printed out directions that made us go through all these highway loops and toll booths. And I suspect there's a much shorter way that wouldn't have been so expensive on our way to Six Flags. Before we got to Six Flags, we ended up going to a KFC for a bathroom break, and Chaos and Deus decided to get some food. We went to Six Flags right after, but me, Arsenic, and Liquid all went on ahead to the gates, and it was 10:40 or so. So of course it was way past park opening time, so there was already a huge crowd of people trying to enter, and we only got in after it was 11:30 or so. Funny thing, Chaos and Deus managed to finish eating just as soon as we got in, and it came in just a few minutes after us. Arsenic set up a plan of the rides we were going to try beforehand, and the first was Superman Ultimate Flight to get us warmed up for the rest of the rides throughout Six Flags. Aside from Chaos, who didn't go on any rides and apparently had a history of not doing so, me, Arsenic, and Deus and Liquid all went on, and Liquid jokingly asked to hold hands and give him the cue when to scream throughout the ride. For some reason, my stomach felt like it was getting tense again before the ride, and I was afraid I might need to go to the bathroom again, but it went away, thankfully. The next ride after Superman was Green Lantern, which I never went on before since it opened recently. Unfortunately, Liquid and Deus chose not to go on it, Liquid more so because he actually did need to go to the bathroom after Superman. That just left me and Arsenic to go on it, except when it comes to a ride where you're standing the whole way and you have to wait a long time to get on, I don't think the ride was worth the wait as it busted our balls and it was hurting our legs. Arsenic planned our third ride to be King Ka, which was finally open, given that it was closed in the previous times I went to Six Flags. Arsenic called up Deus at the Green Lantern and asked for him to come over to King Ka, but once again, it was just me and Arsenic going. But by the time we reached King Ka, it was 2 or so, and I already had a bad premonition after seeing the sky above the King Ka ride getting cloudy. In fact, the matter was, the ride closed right before we got there, and it ended up raining. Eventually, because there was no point of waiting for any rides when it was raining for the rest of Six Flags day, me, Chaos, Arsenic, Deus, and Liquid all went to have lunch again before it started pouring so hard that we all had to rush back to Chaos's car. And then New Jersey gets hit with a flash flood shortly after that. It was obvious that everyone still at Six Flags or going to it were suckers, and the whole day was a waste. 2 rides is not worth a hot day and about $50 of a ticket worth. And the idea of not being able to go on any more rides afterwards than that was bothersome, to a point that Liquid suggested going on the freaking merry-go-round, and it seemed like he was actually serious about it too. Good thing on our way back there was a certain point in the highway in New Jersey where it wasn't pouring and thundering. Not to mention, once we got to New York, it was as bright as day. But still, unfortunately, we couldn't go on any other day for Six Flags because that was the only day everyone was available. But I think waiting for a much later day would have been much better. Even if it means stalling me from all the excitement of going to Six Flags again. But yeah, that's the story of how I wasted a day at Six Flags without really getting much out of it. And Arsenic was pretty pissed afterwards too. But yeah, so the video's coming to an end, and hope you enjoyed my misery. Chase out!